Sup?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sandbox Saturday stream. We're already having a good time over here. Hello,
That's right.
Joseph.
Hi, Alex. Just about 5 seconds ago, we were getting ready to go live, and you said, "Hey, we've got 10 seconds left," and it wasn't. It was less than that, even. And then my cat was like, "Meow," and I was like, "What?" So I put him away in the bathroom real quick. So I came running back to my chair, crashed in, and we are ready to go.
He didn't tell me what was going on. He just went, "What?" and jumped out of his chair, yeeted himself across the room, and I was like, "Are we going live? I don't know what's going on."
Quality for you here on this stream each and every Saturday on Twitch, YouTube,
You-
Twitter, Theta, D-Live, other platforms around the world. I don't even remember them all. That's why I always say it like that.
There's a lot of them, and
There are many.
yeah. Don't forget to subscribe to them, like them, share them, get more people in here. We've got 150 viewers. What is going on?
Did
Where
you
do-
know
Where did these people come
that
from?
if you are watching and we can maintain a strong viewership, just this last Wednesday, we said, hey, what's the target? What did we say, Alex? Was it 150 people?
I said 150, and somebody in the chat said 200. I was like,
Chat said
wait,
200. But we said 150. So, hey, if we maintain a good, strong viewership throughout this stream, we will give away a land NFT asset today.
All
today,
right.
along with our typical.
I see we've got 149 right now, so we're just about
it
there. So hold on, everybody. We
Hold
dropped
on,
down to
hurry,
140. Where are you all going?
hang on.
You don't want to win?
Don't worry about it. Don't even stress. We're going
Not
to be
worried.
playing some games here today. Actually breaking down the game that Alex played on Wednesday live with you. So
That I
if you want to
failed
learn how some
at.
of the mechanics of those Wednesday stream games that Andy Ritchie was designing work, you can check out this stream. We're going to break those down, or you can go over to twitch.tv/Andy Ritchie and see that VOD footage. I believe will still be there where you can see some of these mechanics. Otherwise, it's time for most of us, the purpose anyway of this Saturday stream is so that you can learn new mechanics to use in the games you develop for the game jam that we have going on right now. So, Alex, I am going to stop interrupting. I'm going to let you get down to it real quick.
We've got news. We've got news.
what's in the
This news came out a little bit ago. I think we talked about it on Wednesday very briefly, but just a reminder, everybody, there is a huge asset sale going on the 30th, on Tuesday. Does this give an exact time for the start? I mean, you'll kind of have to keep an eye out on Twitter and stuff, I think, because there's not a specific start time mentioned here. So pay close attention, and you'll get to see when it goes live on Tuesday. And we've got over 100 assets being sold by 46 of our artists. So we've got almost 100 artists in the Creator Fund right now. So this is about half of them. Some of these people have been with us for about 2 years now, making assets. So this is exciting because this is our first major sale. We've had a couple little small, even before the beta, these, I guess you'd call those alpha sales. And there was no more than like 10 assets in those. So this is a much larger sale. We've got brand new filters. The market has been updated. Actually, I think it says shop now. It's right under the play tab. And it's got new filters. You can actually kind of see what it looks like right here. We've got a new art category. You can filter by rarity, by the attributes. We've got a bunch of different tags that you can search by. So exciting new look for the marketplace. You can check that out. And we've got all these assets coming. I think, are they shown in here? There's a few of them in here, I think. Let's check this out real quick. This is just everything on the market. I think maybe here we go. So we've got the Hell Sword and the Heavenly Sword, I think is what it's called. Voxel Bunny's Witch House. This awesome pirate statue, steampunk ship. This awesome glowing stuff, Curiosity rover, all sorts of stuff. This video doesn't even cover like half of the assets that are going to be in this sale. So
Sure.
there are not wearables in this sale, but that is coming up. These are going to be in the sale. Totally custom asset there, that giant dragon worm kind of thing. So exciting stuff. So get hyped.
Right?
What was that?
Yeah. I think it's called a Jormungand or something, right?
I am not going to try to pronounce it. It is. Yeah, it is.
But,
I do not know how to say it though.
I gotta tell you, a lot of those were super cool and clearly custom. Also, some of those were featured assets in winners from the last Game Jam contest. So notable, like the Witch's House, the asset that came right before that. I can't remember what it was now because
the swords, I think.
Yeah. Both of the swords. Yes, they were featured in almost all of the games actually because they're super cool looking. So if you want those in your game, just pick them up.
So I'm seeing some comments in the chat about getting a selection error when trying to open the game maker. That is fixed in a patch that's releasing Monday. So I know what you're encountering, and Monday the new 0.5.3 patch is coming out. Not major changes to it. These are patches to various issues. That's the way betas roll. So I do apologize. The download link is not public until Monday because our QA team has to, make sure everything's good to go.
Clinker says that I'm quiet, so sorry, Alex. I'm gonna blow out your ears. Here you go. How do you like that?
Really loud. Oh my god, that was super loud. I felt like I was up your nostrils there.
I can tell, but I don't know why it Am I good now?
I think so.
Am I?
I don't know. The meter's really low, but you're really loud.
Really?
Yeah, you're louder than usual, but the audio meter is like halfway what it's supposed to be. How in the chat? Still quiet?
What about now? What about now? And now? And now?
I mean, you're starting to hurt my ears.
Oh my goodness! I don't know what to do, Alex.
Yeah,
Right. So I was telling Alex before this stream that I'm gonna actually just throw my amplifier in a fire. It's like a $250 amp, but it's not working right. So I got this bad boy right here, but you can't see. This maybe this. Well, anyway, so I'm gonna get this bad boy plugged in, and then just like totally yeet my amp so that high quality sound will come back. Yeah.
So you'll notice my headphones are off because I can still hear him through my headphones with them off.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
I don't understand what's going on.
I have no idea what's going on.
I digress. Right now we have 175 people in the room, so this is what I'm going to do for this stream today. We don't normally do it like this, folks, but I believe we can maintain this for a while. The first NFT giveaway could be now. What do you think, Alex? Can you? I think you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, the first NFT giveaway would be now. This one being Wizzy the Blue. What do you think about that? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, we can give the first one now, and then do the land one at the end or in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, we'll do it. We'll do it somewhere in that last third. Assuming that the viewership stays consistent. As long as we stay over 150 throughout this stream, we'll go ahead and give away a land NFT as well. So I'm going to make two forms. The first one I'm going to send to everyone right now in the chat. Whether you're watching on any platform, you're eligible to win this. You fill out this form, and you can win an NFT today.
Roy Goob, I'm sending you your wizard today. Don't worry about it.
There it is.
I'll be sending out everything today. So
yep.
It's I know it's a little bit delayed, but you will. Today is your real day in the sun compared to when you actually won it. So.
Well, yeah. Sorry, Alex, for blowing out your ear holes. I'm glad that
I don't understand it because my
we'll
meter matches what everybody else is seeing, but
sure.
But what I'm hearing is not matching that. Okay. Well, we'll try and figure it out maybe after the stream. And like I said, I'm gonna end up throwing out the amp for now, and then I'm gonna just use this loop deck tool. The loop deck is typically a tool that you would use for recording yourself, and then you push play on it, and then it will just keep going. So I could be like Alex.
you know. But that's just not going to be. That's not something I'll do on the stream. But that's what that tool is for. But I'll use that as my primary ant to fix up this issue for you folks in the future. Also, it allows me to change my voice so I can do God mode a lot easier. Like, hey, how are you, everyone? I'm God. But this is great. This is great. We're having a good time. All right, Alex, let's show off some of these properties that Andy made to make
Right.
your life a living fun.
Yeah, we're gonna start breaking down some of the mechanics here. So the first thing that it starts off with pretty simple is just our spawner, and we interact with some of these characters. Any of you who have used the Game Maker before probably have seen those, but you'll notice that it's got these blue walls which we don't see when we actually go to play. Whoop, we got our backwards dude. We're gonna fix that. So if you're noticing backwards characters in the Game Maker, the reason for that is we're doing some technical changes to the way the body part system works. And right now our rig is facing the right way, but all the parts that go to it are facing backwards. So everybody looks a little discombobulated, but we can fix that by setting a custom avatar, and I'm setting that to well, I'll set it to me. I'm in here somewhere. There we go. Pumpkin Spice Alex. So you notice that all these blue walls disappear as soon as the game starts. That is because they are set to be invisible, which is very helpful for doing things like collisions. If you want to keep players from accessing areas that they shouldn't be accessing, you can make sure that your collision is set up here with physics, and you just click the little eyeball here to make them invisible. Ooh. And my chat's not scrolling, so I can't see what people are saying. There we go. All right. So the first time we encounter kind of an interesting mechanic is that sounded bad. That didn't sound the way I meant it to sound. Like all these other mechanics are interesting, but the first like real gameplay mechanic here is
Sure.
we've got we've got this S here, which means that these don't have collision on them. Yep, no collisions. So you can fall through these spots, and he gives us a little hint from this sign here. It says that it's an inverted S, like the sandbox. So you have to try to. I just jump over all the stairs because I'm me. But when we get to here, this ghost warns us that. If as a roof jumper, we shouldn't even think about jumping on the roofs, which of course is hinting to us that we need to start jumping on the roofs. So we come up this ladder, we get up here, and we start jumping on the roof. So we've got little triggers here. Oh, I'm going to move this down for now just so I can click this easily. Oh, maybe I can't click it easily. Why can't I click this? Get this all the way out of here. There we go. The building was getting in the way. All right. So this numpad switch is a speaker component, and it detects for the avatar, which is us as the player. So so when we get within this proximity range, this detection range, which you can change with this slider, it indicates that we're on the rooftop, and it yells at us to not jump on the roof. But I have a feeling that it does something else. Let's see. Okay, so it doesn't speak a message. So I think the whole series of these, they don't speak messages until we get to this third one here. And it says destroy wall. So you can only get to this after jumping on these two. So you don't actually have to have these do anything to set up this trigger. Just physically they are there. So you can get to this point. But when you get that destroy wall, you might notice you see an explosion over here. And this is the wall that gets destroyed. So you see an instant death message for destroy wall. And let's see. Oh, it does actually. Interesting. Okay, so I didn't realize this before. There's additional messages. I didn't try going up this way. So if you try jumping on here, you can actually see a message from this that says something is in the way. Maybe there's a way to move it. So I saw the ladder and I went straight for the ladder. But if you go this way, if you try to go up this ramp, and you're like, oh, that's an easy way to get to the roof, this will actually be in the way. So that's what that destroy wall does. Let's see. I think if we move the building down here, this one probably. Let's see. Maybe Andy Ritchie can give us some hints as to what's going on here.
Alex,
What's that?
I gotta ask you a question before I answer this question. We talked about the process of artist roles, you and I, a few days ago. Do you know if there was a determination on that?
You were talking to Seb, so I did not hear anything after you spoke to him. But I believe he is he's around today, as we're getting ready for this sale on Tuesday. So maybe you can follow up with him if you'd like. Let's see. Voids are in the floor. It sends a message to start the void. Okay, all right. So this says too late and says start void. So what's going on here is when we get to, this is blocking because it's trying to get us to jump on the other roofs. So when we jump on the other roofs, we set off the final trigger there, which gets rid of this. So this isn't really important for progressing, but it allows a player to get to this roof if they're having trouble jumping from here to here. So I did notice that I think I did try at one point to go up this roof and I was blocked, but I didn't notice the message that it displayed, the speaker component. So I jumped straight from this roof to this roof. But if players are having difficulty doing that, this disappears so that way they can go up the ramp. Once you go up here is when this activates, which says too late to the for those who, I think, what goes on here?
Singapore Jack, I would suggest that if you're going to submit a voxel portfolio, you try to submit some animated GIFs that also show animation in that portfolio. It's not so much the number as it is the quality of those assets. Like if you showed, in my opinion, and I'm not the one who gets to make these decisions, but if you showed a single asset that had 20 different animations and looked ultra cool, that's better than 100 assets that are, quickly thrown out, right? So just keep that in mind. Make a few of them, and you're good. T. Clark, it doesn't work that way anymore. The exclamation mark stand hasn't worked for quite some time. You would have had to fill out the form.
That means you've been here for a while.
You have been here before, and I appreciate you coming back. We have now closed the first form, and this form was for the Wizzy NFT asset today. There will be a second form later on in the stream, so stick with us, and I will put it in the chat in each and every platform. But today's winner comes from Twitch. This is just for Wizzy the Blue. There will be another Marco TB Craft. You are our winner from Twitch today. You could also, I just happened to say from Twitch because that's the platform Marco TB Craft was on. You could be winning from YouTube. You could be winning from Twitter. You could win from D Live or any other platform. As long as you can click the link, you'll have eligibility to win. So just keep that in mind. There will be another link coming up later in the stream, and this one is for an NFT land, which we haven't given away an NFT land in I guess probably like 5 or 6 weeks on here, right, Alex? Like it's been a while.
It's been a while, but I see we've got 183 viewers right now. We're approaching.
We love to see the
whether
growth,
it's 150 or 200. It looks like we're gonna get to that 200 point.
The thing is, here's where I'm at, Alex, and I don't know if you agree with me on this, but I believe I have the liberty to make this decision based on previous decisions that I've been allowed to make. This week we set the bar at 150. Yeah. Next week let's set it at 200. Right?
Sure.
If we can get 200 people in here on this stream next Monday, let's say Monday. Alex, I'm sorry you're not here for that one, but I want to see some more people here on our Monday official stream.
Yeah,
So if we can get 200 people here on Monday, checking out and looking at how these assets are created with Panda Pops, she's making these assets
absolutely.
live every Monday. Then you can learn how you could make these assets, and then later be eligible for submitting these assets to the marketplace. And so it's super cool stuff. I
Roy
love I
Goob, we
love
do
seeing these
streams
assets get
almost every
designed,
day now.
animated. Yeah, dude. Roy
Check them
Goob
all out.
every Monday. Panda Pops is the featured streamer. I take my face off the screen. Panda Pops creates great assets and takes input from the chat every single Monday. So she'll come through and be like, "Okay, I want to make this wooden structure. What colors should the wood be? How much wood grain should there be? Or like, I'm making a fireplace for a tavern, and what should that look like?" And takes that input and creates. I think the thing that's being made right now, or may have just finished, is a fully animated like 1980s computer desk with like an old Apple Mac on top of it and like a old steel fan that's spinning. It was a
Does it
super cool
does it have a
design.
slide out keyboard drawer?
It doesn't. It
Oh.
has just like one of those brick keyboards that
Oh yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like they're
Yep.
super thick and it's just boom.
Yep.
And all the shades are slightly yellow because it's old and gross. And it has a floppy disk drive. And when I was explaining to Panda like kind of how those mechanics work, because they're not old enough to have dealt with those directly, it was actually a lot of fun because she was like, "Well, what do you mean it doesn't have a mouse?" And I said, "Well, it didn't have a
Oh no!
graphics user interface. It was just text on a wall. You type C:/Doom.exe,
Oh, that makes me
run."
feel so old.
Yeah, right.
I didn't
So
realize Panda Pops was that young.
it's not that much,
I mean,
different than
I was
us,
born in
but
'89, and I remember using a
yeah,
keyboard without a
I
mouse.
just
Now I
happen to
couldn't.
have yeah,
By the time I could read and then type using a keyboard, by the time I could
yeah.
read, yeah, we had Windows 95 and a mouse and stuff. So I
Yeah, but anyway, so back to the content that we're focused here on Saturdays. I just wanted to like kind of drop that in, like so you guys can know that there is fun to be had on Mondays. So stick with us, come back on Mondays, and we can give away a land NFT. If we get over 200 people in that stream, we will do so.
nice.
So
All right. So
anyway,
back
yeah,
to what happens here. So we so we got to the rooftop here. This sets off the trigger to unlock this area. So whether you jump from this roof to here, or whether you go up this way, this you have to get up here to set off this trigger, which sends out our start plat void. I'm guessing like platform void. When that message goes out, it goes to this little guy right here, and you see this big red box. That's because this is a void behavior, and what it's doing is it's deleting almost everything in this area. So we can see it's getting rid of grass, solid oak, and stone gray, which I'm guessing that this is the oak and this is the stone gray, and there's grass underneath the floor there. So it gets rid of those. It also gets rid of some of these. It gets rid of all the numpad switches, so these triggers cannot be activated again. It gets rid of this fruit cart, and it gets rid of. I saw another thing. What was it in that list? Oracle Hub, Oracle Cart. I'm not sure exactly which asset that is, but it's getting rid of something else there. So it's destroying all except from the list. So it's getting rid of the rocks. It's getting rid of the buildings. It's not getting rid of the cart and some of this other stuff that's just on the edge of this void here. So all of that gets deleted and just drops you down into this area. Now, I believe that the water is supposed to be deadly in this game, so
yes,
originally unless you fall straight down from to right on this platform, you get lucky, you're going to die almost instantly and then have to come back to here from the spawn. But the floor will already be cleared if you die, so you will have an easier time finding your way down to land. I'm pretty sure this ladder tells you that you can't climb up that way. Yeah. So this ladder likes to yell at you that you can't climb up, but this is the way that you get out of there. And if we erase some of the blocks, I think we'll find that there's some stuff hidden back here. There we go. So there's another switch down here, and this is an asset spawner for a. It spawns another stone pillar here, which is how you actually get up into this area. So let's undo all the changes that I made, and we're gonna kind of play through to that part, get everything back to where it was. All right, we're gonna run past Wizzy here because he tries to beat us up, and I don't like that. So
He gives up pretty quick. You know what I mean?
yeah, he doesn't chase us very far. He's got a very limited range. So we try to go up here, and you can see there's no way for us to jump up here. I mean, maybe let's see if I can do a sneaky jump. Nope, I don't think so.
He's gonna do a sneaky. You can't do it, Alex.
Yeah, no,
Andy Ritchie
you can't.
playtested that. Andy Ritchie has watched a lot of us playtesting everyone else's games. Knows, we're here to break your stuff. So make it unbreakable.
Yeah, so he did a good job of blocking off the edge here. I can't get my jump to kind of curve around the edge.
Mm-hmm.
Oop.
Panda Pops is in the chat, folks. We were just talking about
Panda
you,
Pops.
Panda. Alex, you broke it.
I did.
Andy, you're
I
gonna
did.
have to fix it. He broke it. He
Okay.
broke it. You remember? He said
But
it was
the same effect
impossible.
happens. So it does.
Sure.
It dumps
Okay.
you in there. You're supposed to die at this point.
Sure.
But that's okay. We can.
Johnny Pirate asks over on YouTube, what laptop is good for playing, using, building on the Sandbox and the Game Maker? Generally speaking, you just want to have a laptop that, according to Sebastian, the AMD systems work better. But if you are using NVIDIA-based graphics, if you're using an Intel card, it's probably not going to work that great, because they're just going to have an integrated graphics card. Unless your laptop has dedicated graphics, then I would recommend at least a 1050 or better to work fairly well. If you're trying to stream, you take it to another level. You got to do a bunch of other stuff. But if you're just hanging out, you're making great creations, you want to share it with the community, 1050 should be fine there. Or any AMD Ryzen system will have a dedicated GPU built into their APU system.
I can hear my children having a parade downstairs.
Very good.
Some legit bongos and tambourines.
Bringing the marching band out, you know what I mean?
So he does successfully kill us with the floor there, and then we respawn over here. So yeah, there's the cart. You can see that there. So you'll notice that there's now a hole here, and I don't think we can climb this ladder, right? Yeah, no, we can't climb it. So we do have to.
Yeah, the ladder's just a troll. No, you
We
can't
do have-
climb me. Yeah.
I don't know why this ladder's so slow though. Is that on purpose? You can kind of jump it, and let's see if we can. Whoa! No, I fell. All right, let's see if we can fix that ladder real quick. That's what's up with this ladder here. Climb speed. I think he did this on purpose. Climb
that's
speed
interesting.
multiply. Super slow.
Yeah. That was definitely on purpose. Undoubtedly on purpose. Because the whole game design, keep in mind, folks, if this is the first time you're seeing this game, this was designed for Alex to play on Wednesday and designed to make Alex upset on Wednesday. So the fact that he now already wanted to change the features of the game itself proves that it's doing its job correctly.
Slow ladders frustrate me to no end, and so I jump
There
up
it
them,
is.
but if you don't line up your jumps perfectly, you fall right back down to the bottom.
Yeah.
All right. Can I break it again?
So we've got.
I got it this time.
Oh, very good.
All right. So
Now
I
it's
die
too easy,
there.
right?
I'm supposed to die there. Then I respawn over there, jump across all these, get to here, talk to that, and he's got to have a void back here, which is the same thing that we did to get here in the first place.
Yep,
There's
that's true.
voids all over the place.
Yep, the void is definitely there.
All right, so we got to traverse these platforms carefully. Get over here. So what happened here is that little spawner that we saw on the wall spawned a void, I believe, to knock out this wall. But that only spawns once we go back into that little tunnel and look at the sign. So now we've got some stuff over here. We've got a respawner that spawns. We can take a look at that.
Big Benjamin, the gallery's design is not so much optimized for going and finding games per se. So to understand kind of what the gallery is for, is it's typically used for a developer to have their playtester look at a game. It's not the primary experience that you'll use later to play games in the sandbox. That will be the Metaverse. It has a dedicated game client for it. And we have been playtesting that right now. So as it stands, you would have to go through one by one and go and find a game if you wanted to find a particular one. But when you talk about like the game jam that's coming up, when people start submitting for that game jam, those are all going to be up front in that list. So it should be pretty easy to find those games and playtest them. But soon it will definitely be much easier, because you'll go to this nice overlay map to start. And or inside of a social hub space, and you can find your way around from game to game pretty quickly and easily. Also, you may notice this, if Alex accidentally runs into a wall or something, it'll say no experience when you walk up to the side of a wall. So if you're in a game and you walk up to the edges of that game, based on where the game is listed on the Metaverse overworld map, you'll get to see the adjacent game in a little preview, and it says, hey, you want to go over here and play this game instead? And you can say yes and go there, or cancel and stay in the game you're playing. So it'll be pretty easy to get around. You just want to make sure that the reason why that loading experience happens is because there's a bunch of game logics that you can see Alex looking at here, and you wouldn't want to load the adjacent game logics into with this game and end up having a poor quality optimization or low performance for your users. So each world does load independently.
Yeah, and each world can be so different from the next one. So you can go from this game that has kind of like an open feel to it, that's clearly based in on some planet with clouds and stuff, to like a total cave system that has no outside. And you could be playing a completely different character. You could be riding around as a bike or something. Like it can be totally different from one experience to the next. So having that load transition between is kind of necessary. Otherwise you're gonna walk across a border and suddenly poof, you're Hammurabi or something.
Yeah, and there was a question over on YouTube.
How do you say his name?
Harambe is.
I said Hammurabi, which is a different name.
Bless his heart, rest in peace, Harambe. So I'm going to answer your question on YouTube over there. Johnny Pirate, you asked, is that game that you're playing on one parcel? So yes, this is a 1x1 land space, which is 96 meters in these directions, right? And then 128 meters high, where each meter is 32 voxels of space. So you've got a lot of art that you can create and work with. You can see actually there's a bunch of dead space here in terms of like vertical that you could use. If you were making something we've showed in the past, and there are tutorials available on our Git book where you can learn how to make teleporters. So you can make it so that, let's say there's like this small house that you walk up to, but then when you hit the door and you click on the door, you'll teleport to an area that may be way underground. Right, and that area, nice. Alex is trying to show you the vertical height possibilities and like how much space is really not being used in this game right now. But and look at that! Look at all that extra space. You could use that if you created the base level world that Andy Ritchie created here, all the way at the top. All of this underspace could be used for locations that you could teleport to. So you could have a literal overworld, and then all of the spaces under that would be like buildings that have interiors and full design if you wanted to. So a lot of different space to work with here. A lot of place to have fun. So, yep, this is just a 1x1, and they only get bigger from there. So you can pick these up at a third party if you want to. You can pick these up during our official land sales, and we have another announcement for that coming up soon. I think there was just one that completed from CoinCheck in Japan this week. So there's a bunch of land sales come up, and they come up roughly once a month, but that's only just been lately. We'll see where the next announcement comes down soon. So,
Hey, there it goes.
anyway.
And so yeah, most of this space down here is empty too. So so nothing wrong with this. I mean, the most of the game is contained in this strip right here. But that's like less than a quarter of the total space being used.
Right.
You know, you've got this,
and in terms,
this and a couple little towers, and then you've got almost half of the map above, and then another quarter below.
And one of the fun things that I like to mention about this is that this game experience, when Alex was playing it on Wednesday, Alex didn't get through everything in the hour plus that we were streaming. So
it was the random chance that I think killed me.
Well, sure, but nonetheless, like the way the game is designed, if the same amount of care went into all of the rest of this airspace where like there was something to do in every square inch, then you're talking about 10, 20 hours worth of content for users to play in these games with just a one-by-one land. It just depends on how you develop it, how you design it. I think during our last game jam, Cyber Dragon did a great job of maximizing a one-by-one land space, because you saw the same amount of play experience in that one-by-one as you saw in some other lands that were a full 4x4 worth of lands, or 16 total lands. They seem to have the same amount of content.
I still haven't done everything that can be done in Cyber Dragon's last game.
Right.
I still the one is it the rubber duckies that you have to find, the last one. I still have not found the last one to unlock the other area. I have no idea where it is, but I won't let him give me a hint because I got to do it on my own. And it's interesting that we talk about that, because even as amazing as Cyber Dragon's game is, you could push it even further than that.
Oh yeah.
We weren't able to really play this game during the game jam, but there was one that really interested me, and there were some bugs I think on our end that prevented it. Hopefully the bugs will be resolved so that way we can see this game in action. But there was a one about a time machine, and from what I could tell from the trailer for that game, what the creator did is he or she, I don't know, but the creator would spawn in blocks and assets into an area that you would play, and then you would time travel to that place in the future where different blocks and assets had been spawned in and the old ones had been voided out, or really the old ones voided out and the new ones spawned in.
Oh wow.
And I could tell from watching the trailer for it, because I'm like, that's the same area every single time. And I think it was just a 1x1, and it was the same geographical area with like a pond in the middle. And you could see the buildings evolve over time as they went from caveman dwellings to a city. And I thought that concept was really, really cool, and I'm really excited to play it when patches to the game maker allow me to. Maybe I'll see if I can get a hold of that creator. Maybe we can check that out from logging into their account, which is what we're doing with Andy Ritchie's here, if they're comfortable with that.
So Tafael asks over on YouTube, can you save a game world and then delete it and create a whole new one so that when you want, you can load different saved worlds on your parcel of land? So
you'll have to pay minting fees to change the land that's on the map. So what we're looking at right now is just a save file in the game maker. This isn't on the blockchain. This isn't on the map, the Metaverse map. We can make as many of these as we want. We can publish as many of these as we want to the gallery. There's no limits there. So it's a totally free, totally accessible way to create a game and publish it to the gallery. But that's just the start. The whole point of minting this and putting it on the Metaverse is being able to enable things like multiplayer, traveling from somebody else's land to your land and from your land to somebody else's land, getting involved with the season pass, the seasonal rewards that are going to be available for players, and being able to monetize the content in your game, whether that means that people are paying to play your game, pay once and play forever, pay per play, like a arcade, smaller like microtransaction type things, there's a lot of possibilities for that, and we're trying to enable all those types of empower game creators to monetize it however they want within the capabilities of the game. So yeah, when you mint to a land, that's going to be a transaction that you have to pay for the fee for doing that. You can kind of go back and is it unmint or burn? You can burn the land or something, but you'll get everything back from what you minted. You'll get your assets back. Your land will be empty, and then you can mint another thing.
Yeah, the word you're looking for is unwrap.
Unwrap. Thank you.
Because so all of your NFT 1155s, which are all the assets you see in this game, will get unwrapped from the ERC 721 token, which is land. And so instead of it being contained, then they're uncontained, and you can reuse them, as Alex said, in any experience.
And but you don't have to monetize a land. You could make it totally free. So, you know, financially, there's probably a lot of people who will want to monetize them. They made an investment to buy the lands that they have, and they'll want to, you know, prosper from that. You know, have people will enjoy their game, and they will make money from people enjoying their game, and that's a beautiful thing. But there are people who might be interested in doing just free to play and getting people hyped about the assets that they put on their land. Maybe they make like a museum or something to show, like, these are all I, as an artist, I made this showcase to show you all the cool assets that I make. And then my land is totally free, but you're really interested in buying the assets that I have to sell. And you'll be able to, you can actually see, I don't know if you can see it through here. Does this list the NFTs? This one doesn't list the NFTs, but when we're in the game player client, you can hit the N key. So you see how I have, well, I think Joseph is sitting in front of them, but you can see, there we go. Oh, and our news scroll is in front of them also. But down in the bottom right corner, you can hit I for inventory and O for options. There's another one on the game player client that's N for NFT, and it will list all of the assets and blocks that are on the land. So if I, as a game creator, wanted to sell those things, I could make a totally free land, let people play it and get hyped about the artwork that I've created, and then they can get a direct link to that item and buy it from there. So that's a whole cool system that's being set up, and as an artist and somebody interested in making games, I'm super pumped about the possibilities.
One of the interesting things that I thought about doing is, and you know, steal the idea if you like it, is to make a whole game experience, right? Where at the beginning of the game experience and or the end of the game experience, you showcase these, like, maybe epic armor sets or something, and that once you have shown them off and you say, hey, they can do this or they can do that, right? People play your game, and if they just happen to like your game, or they have an incentive to play your game twice, maybe the next time they want to play your game, they want to play it with the epic armor set. But the armor set itself is an NFT asset, and that's the way that you would monetize potentially, right? So there's a lot of different ways that you can make a revenue on this. If it's not a museum, or if it's something where you don't do it, you know, where it's a sand to play or something like that, then there's a whole bunch of different potential options. Also, it's important to understand as well that if you wanted to go with like the traditional arcade style, where people pay, like, let's say a quarter to play your game, you can do something like that regardless of the price of sand, as long as you pay attention to the price of sand day to day, so that the entry level user who's only thinking about it in US dollars cost, or, you know, Korean won costs or something like that, those entry level users could still be welcome to paying the cost, right? Because you can change the cost in sand to play your game, and all of the experiences that the Sandbox official are creating right now are free to play experiences where you can earn sand for playing. So there's a lot of different reasons to be excited. Potential for revenue is quite strong for anybody who is a creator, in my opinion.
I don't think my respawn point sets up here unless I beat the maze first.
And Johnny Pirate had asked as a follow-up question, if you have two lands that touch each other, can you make it into one big game? And the answer is yes. You want to pay attention to the arrangement. If your lands are side by side this way, when you make a game, you'll want to make sure that you it'll tell you when you first start making a game, how do you want the shape of this game to be? And it can only be rectangles or squares, but you do it like horizontal line, a 2x1 to match your spacing or position on the overworld map, or a vertical, depending on how they're aligned. But that'll be the way that you do that. You could do it 3 long and 1 tall, in terms of the way that the UI looks, or you can do a big square. It's up to you. Let's see.
And that's for now, because we might have more options. That there's plans for unlucky
non-rectangle.
Oh. There's plans for non-rectangular estates. And I'm not sure what the plan is for enabling games on those, but I think we'll see more options in the future. So right now, estates can be up to, is it 64 by 64 is the largest one, or is it 32 by 32? I don't remember. It's huge.
I don't know in the Game Maker.
Well, not in the Game Maker. The Game Maker, the biggest real, is 4 by 4.
In the real, the XL I think is 24 by 24.
Okay. I couldn't remember the
3 by 3, 6 by 6, 12 by 12, and 24 by 24 is the largest that you could purchase outright.
Yeah.
From direct sale or auction. But of course, you could try to pair up more with each other, but then you're really taking, you'd have to be a pretty big whale to be able to purchase the estate next to you and all the lands next to you. But another question comes through that says, can I sell my assets that are made in VoxEdit? So as it is today, right now, you have to be in the artist program in order to do that. But in the future, anyone will be able to upload assets to the marketplace, and anyone will be able to sell them. It's just not set just yet. We are... How far are we along in that? Look at all these moons, Alex. You're going to the moon over here.
I'm trying to interact with the RNG aspect. I mean, yes, technically skill based game, but my brain is not a calculator, so I'm doing what I can. I'm not particularly good at these sort of pin drop games. So I saw somebody's question to follow up on the question about selling stuff from VoxEdit. So VoxEdit is a totally free to use and free to do with what you want program. So you can totally export a OBJ or GLTF or DAE from VoxEdit right now, and sell that on TurboSquid if you wanted to, or Sketchfab or any other 3D marketplace. So the VoxEdit is made for the Sandbox, but is not exclusive to the Sandbox. So you are welcome to create whatever you like and use those items that you create however you want. As far as uploading stuff to the marketplace, yeah, that's limited to the Creator Fund right now, but is going to be opening up for more people very, very soon.
All right, so Alex, can I rapid fire out some question and answers here? Because we're actually we have so many questions in like the last 5 minutes, and I'd love to see this. And then after I get through these questions, I'm going to put another link in the chat for that land giveaway, because we've stayed pretty consistently at 150, 175 people watching today's stream. So that these lands are required in order to publish a game into the metaverse. So this game experience right here could be published into the metaverse on a land like this, or a game that you make. These lands are super rare in terms of like frankly, the ability to get your hands on one is quite difficult these days. I mean, even Alex and I strive to get lands when these land sales go on.
I think I got 2 or 3 in the last one.
I didn't get any in the last sale. It went so fast that I clicked once, I tried to make a buy, and then I saw the whole map just went, and everybody got them really fast. And I was like, you know what? I work here. I don't need this. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be here for the next one.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so first, can you code so that NFT items drop in the game? Currently, you cannot, but that is a feature that is planned in the future. I would say that feature will probably wait for potential layer 2 integration and or a significant update to the Ethereum blockchain. So that's a bit far off in the future, but you can use NFTs as a type of a ticket to get into your game, if you would like, by creating an NFT asset and then requiring that to be purchased in order to play. Uh, okay, can you use different weapons and armors? Yes, absolutely. In the current patch, the NFT armors and equipments needed a rework. Let's put it that way. But when we release version 0.6 of the Game Maker, that should be all functional and fine again.
You might have noticed me picking up the shoes earlier. I made them so I could collect the shoes, but they showed up in my collectible inventory, not in my equipment inventory, and that's a bug because we are updating to a new equipment, a system that supports equipment and artwork as new types of entities, separate from asset entities, or assets that are entities, I guess is the better way to say it, like characters and vehicles and stuff like that. So
and this is kind of with relation to the marketplace rollout. So the reason why 5.2 isn't operating as expected is basically because we want to have these new categories in the marketplace that are ready for you, because the marketplace rollout is extensive, and I think you'll find that when it gets going, we get through the launch, we get into the next iteration, things are going to be constantly updating on the back end, and that'll
I believe the support for equipment's going to be coming in 5.4, because I'm in 5.3 right now, which does not, it still has the equipment issue. So
okay,
yeah, just to not to break anybody's hearts when they go to download it on Monday.
Carson Poors asks, can you completely customize your character? So we have in the version 0.6 update, and you may have seen videos on Twitter about this, where you can customize your character in 2 different layers or levels. The first layer is the person of the character, right? You can customize the person. You can customize the color palette on the person coming soon. Currently, we have a lot of different options, but they're not as diverse as we would like, right? We want to take this to the next level, take it to 100. So you can soon change all the shade of your skin up to and including pink or blue. It's up to you, whatever you want. We also then have a second layer, which is the equipment layer that Alex was mentioning before. This change allows you to have, Alex is showcasing some of these cosmetics right now.
The skin color change is coming soon. It's not enabled with the current assets, but it's that they're all going to be getting updated in the coming weeks.
And so these avatar creations, just as a disclaimer, if you are using an avatar like this, this avatar will work as long as the developer of the game allows the avatar to not be overwritten by another type of avatar. So if you're game developer and you're going in to play a racing game, you're probably going to override all the avatars as cars. And then all the avatars will be cars. So all of this won't really matter in that game. But if it is a RPG style game, as most of these games have been, or some kind of play experience, then your avatar is going to jump into the game with you and be as customized as you like it here. But again, the customization is going to go through the roof soon. And on top of this, then you'll have the equipment where you could equip, like Alex was showcasing a while ago, like a piece of armor that had like literal arms, right? And the arms had a void space kind of on the elbow, and you could see the underlying shirt. In this case, the red shirt would be visible through that design. So completely customizable, yes, soon. But that's we've been through meetings and meetings and meetings. Alex was in 10 hours worth of meetings yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was after all the meetings on Thursday. So
yep.
It's been a lot of preparation.
Why is the Sandbox better than Decentraland and Roblox? So I would leave it up to you to see this, but I can tell you that Roblox is not based off of cryptocurrency technology or blockchain or what we call NFT technology, which is to say that when you are playing Roblox, and they have a great platform, a lot of great games are made on there, and there are 100 million people plus playing in Roblox. But The distinguishing difference is if you buy Robux, um, you're spending your money and it's essentially gone forever. Whereas in the Sandbox, if you buy sand, you can always transfer that back to your local currency, predominantly US dollars, Korean won, right? But you can transfer that back into cash that you can use in life. And you can also use sand to purchase NFTs like this to go on sale in this marketplace. But if you buy something in the marketplace, you're not stuck with it, right? Roblox, Fortnite, they kind of have this issue where once you've acquired this skin for your character, that's it. You have it, it's on your account, and you could never sell it, get rid of it, right? All of those platforms have specific rules, in fact, that say you can't sell it or get rid of it. Whereas in our case, we are actively promoting the idea that you truly own these assets once you buy them as NFTs. You own them forever. They're yours to choose, to sell, to trade, to keep, what have you. And so, each one of these items is uniquely serialized on the blockchain, so they have a real and valid identification. So if that sword that's in Alex's character's hand right now, if that was sword number 1, the blockchain knows that that would be the first serialized of that sword ever. And if it was sold to another person, you would know that that sword was previously owned by Alex. So that technology is what separates it from Roblox. Now, what separates it from Decentraland is that, for the most part, Decentraland is not a games platform. They do allow for that game's platform experience because they do have coding built in. But our experience is designed to be something that is relatively easy to pick up. And then after that, after we finish with version 1.0 in this game maker, and as I mentioned earlier, we're at 0.6 right now, we'll start implementing deeper coding techniques, starting with visual scripting. Where visual scripting is essentially you see a block of code, but you don't have to know how to type it. And you drag and you drop them into place. Like, if you do this, then this happens. And then you put in the if and you put in the then, right? And so that visual scripting will allow people to go from gamers to game creators to coders. And then later, after visual scripting is complete, we'll have true full code applicable in the game maker. So then we unlock the everything, and it doesn't matter what level you are, you'll be able to go from you've never played a game in your life all the way to now you're a game developer, and all the way along the way you can do our play to earn options, and you will be earning sand, which again you can trade for real dollars to use in life. So this is by design supposed to be not just a game experience, but a long-term potential for a career, all within the one ecosystem. So now I've run on, I've talked a whole bunch, Alex. It is very nearly, and I'm sorry, there's so many questions. I love to see it. I love to see this chat. But we got to give a land away, Alex. We have to give land away today.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to click the send button. I'm going to shorten this URL. I'm going to copy that URL and put it in the chat.
Now, Andy, do you need to hit both greens?
You do not need to type exclamation mark sand. That will not work. Sorry.
Does not do anything anymore. We appreciate our longtime viewers who remember the exclamation point sand days, but we've had to move past that.
All right, so you guys should be able to see that form in the chat now. Make sure you fill out that form. I'm only going to leave it up for about 5 more minutes. Is it going to go in the middle? Oh, it did not.
Womp womp.
What a tease. What a tease. Womp womp.
And yeah, what's the land worth right now? About $500? Depending on where you get it.
Let's see. Just for fun, I'm going to look at the least expensive land that is selling.
Just so you get a frame of reference of what you could win when you hang out with us.
That's right. Like the Wizzy, the blue NFT asset was worth quite a bit. We had that listed. Shoot. One second. I'm trying to find one that doesn't have an offer on it, so I can see what's actually potentially selling on that land. So this land that you are trying to put in for, there's so many offers and no one's willing to, you know what I mean? Like there's people understand the value of these lands once they see how these games can be made and what you can really do with them.
Right, and the ability to monetize on them. I mean, that's a passive income machine. That's a
right.
I thought there was something to like open and close the door. Maybe not. We're just gonna
bids, but that's crazy. Okay,
we're gonna cheat.
I'm like 2-3 pages into this, and it doesn't look like somebody's actually willing to sell them. There's a lot of bids at half an ETH. There's a lot of offers at half an ETH for lands. So just for, I mean, y'all probably know
half an ETH is almost $1,000.
Yeah. So these are highly valuable, highly sought after lands, and the further we get away from each land sale, usually the more these offers are going for. Okay, so the least expensive buy it now right now is 0.788 ETHs. I've noticed notably there are a few that are offered for in sand, and that sand may be worth more than the ETH based on its current trajectory, but that's speculation on my part. So the least expensive land you could currently buy if you wanted to buy one on OpenSea.io right now in this second is $1,339, and we're giving one away right now. So make sure you're filling out that form. Currently, it has 203 responses, 205 responses. I'm going to give that about another, let's say 2 minutes. We'll say 2 minutes. Now, we're running overtime here, but we're having fun doing it. And again, just ask those questions in the chat, and we'll see if Alex can keep up with these chats.
Okay.
Keep up with these chats.
All right. Don't tell me about big prices, please. Oh, let's see.
Oh, see,
if the cat's
okay.
head already available in the character editor, I can't find it in my editor.
It should be, yeah. I use the cat head.
Well, it might have been. It might be in the process of updating. So,
okay.
Let's see. Cat head.
They're updating a ton of things on the back end.
There's
Mr. Darway says, "I wish I was artistic. Instead, I'll just follow you all blindly and attempt to game." Mr. Darway, everyone's an artist.
Yeah.
You
gotta get started. There it is. Lucky cat head.
Yeah, the most important thing you can do in your life is fail, because no one succeeds the first time. Like Michael Jordan, NBA, was not out there like the first shot that he took got him to the All-Star game. There has to be a lot of misses along the way in order for you to succeed. So try, fail, mess it up. Take a little time. It's all good. You have to fail in order to succeed. So just fail very publicly and be okay with that. You know what I mean? And you're fine. Like Alex and I fail.
I goof up stuff every single time we stream. I mean, right? My headphones are down here because Joseph's voice is blowing out my ears, and I have no idea why.
I've got like $1,000 worth of equipment sitting on my desk, and it's failing. You know what I mean? But you have to try. You have to fail in order for things to succeed. So just fail a whole bunch. It's all good. All right, let's see. Danny Basting says, "I'm a 3D artist by trade, and I started looking into this project recently. Checked out the editors, and they're pretty amazing. Different than the traditional tools they use. Can anybody mint their own created assets, or do you need to be accepted to the creators program?" So currently, you do need to be accepted into the creators program in order to mint your assets, but very soon that will go away. We mentioned at the very beginning of this stream that the marketplace is going live with some curated assets as our jumping off point to say, like, hey, if we open the floodgates here and let everybody run, will everything work well? So the game maker, as you see it on the screen, is in 0.5.2, which implies that we're still in our early kind of alpha testing, active development on all of our platforms. But nonetheless, very soon, yes, you will be able to mint and create. So that's okay. And I am getting official news right now, by the way. I did ask earlier to confirm this. So I'm gonna open the cork on this bottle right now, folks. And
I know what this is.
Gonna make my life so hard right now, but just for you guys, I'm doing this. Are you a game jam creator watching live right now on Discord? On you can't watch live on Discord, on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube, and you're subscribed and you're following and you're liking this channel? That's just me plugging this. Listen, if you're a game jam creator and you're thinking to yourself, man, I really want this asset. I want something like this flower that I can't find on the marketplace. I can't add it to my account, but you could very well make it in VoxEdit. Starting now, starting this moment, and like I'm getting hyped because I realize how much work this is going to be for me. You can be approved as a game jam creator. If you are going to make a game for the game jam, I will approve you as an artist so you can make your own assets right now. So the process for that is going to be send me your pitch, send me your idea for the game jam. You can send it to me on Discord at the Vision EX. You can send it to me on Twitter if you like at the Vision EX. And when you do, then I will need your email address in order to find your account on the website, and I can change your profile over into an artist. Keeping in mind that there's the caveat that we will not approve your assets to be put into the marketplace yet, but we will, once you are an artist, you'll be able to take an asset, open VoxEdit, and say export to marketplace, and then you can instantly see it inside your game maker client. So again, floodgates are open, right? Everybody do it. Let me know if you want to be an artist, if you want to create unique assets for your game that you're making in this game jam. Let me know. This is just direct response to some user feedback that we've gotten recently. We listen to the community here. We want to do everything that you need in order to make a great game for this game jam. And the game jam is ongoing until what date, Alex? Do you remember?
The end of April or beginning of May. Wait, no,
May.
No, April starting. It's 2 months. It's the end of May, I think.
The end of, let's have a look. I'm gonna look to confirm this. Right, the glitch in the metaverse contest closes May 17th. So you will have a lot of time to be able to make assets and make a game if you wanted to make unique assets. But again, these assets won't be allowed at this time to be minted into the marketplace. However, this can serve as a great jumping off platform for you if you're a game developer that wants to make these assets. Also, this is actually really good for the game jam in another way, that let's say that you aren't an artist, right? But you did want to collaborate with somebody who is an artist. The artist can make the assets, and then you can be the game developer putting those assets into the game. So there's some different possibilities here. But again, I'm already seeing the DMs come in, so I appreciate you guys hitting me up already for this. If you want to be an artist, let me know.
So I think what we will do Wednesday, on Wednesday's stream, is we're going to talk about the process of getting your assets onto the dashboard and into the game maker, both the process as an artist and the process as a game developer who's working with an artist, so that way you can collaborate, because the game jam does allow teams of 4. So we'll talk about a few different ways that you can do that. So in the meantime, some of you already understand that process and are just not in the creator fund. So Joseph can start get started whenever he's ready to get your accounts approved for that. But Wednesday we will talk about the whole workflow and also about getting approvals. So when you do upload something to the marketplace, you do have to get it approved to publish, so that way you can publish your game to the game gallery for the game jam. So that's going to be a whole other process too. And that's the one Joseph is really dreading. So, because he's gonna have to. It's okay. He's gonna have to approve them all. You know what I mean? I'm
just gonna have to go like, hey, you remember that part of my job? Get out of here! I got stuff to do. You know what I mean? Like that was the question that I had, and the reason why I wasn't able to answer it at the top of the stream was because I was literally asking Seb, like, "Are you sure?" Because the implications of this are just so much work, but I'm happy to do it for you guys. So
for frame of reference,
yes.
For frame of reference, right now published on the market, we have a bit over 4,000 assets, almost 4,500 assets, and if we get 50 game creators making 100 assets each, that's going to be additional 500 assets. Is that math right? No, I said
Nope,
100
it's
assets.
5,000.
5,000.
That's
What am I? Where's
5,000.
my
So
brain?
you would
Where's my
double the
brain?
number of
Carry the
assets on the
zero.
marketplace that must be approved all time, and I got to do it in a month.
Yeah.
2 months?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know
No
how to
big
make
deal.
this work
Super
flow
easy,
pretty fast for
barely an
Joseph, so it should
inconvenience.
go pretty smoothly, but it's gonna be a lot of stuff. So definitely come back Wednesday. What time are we going live on Wednesday? The time
We are
change has
going
been
live
so
on
weird.
Wednesday at 2100 GMT. So
There we
whether
go.
you're watching anywhere around the world,
Whatever
just come
time
back
that is
2100
on Wednesday.
GMT. Do a time converter for
I'll write that
yourself in
down.
your local area, because I got to keep it simple for all those folks watching all around the world. I don't want to be like, yeah, it's 10 a.m. Joe time or whatever. That doesn't work for
Right.
anybody.
No.
So we'll be back though on Wednesday. And again, join us on Monday, because if we get over 200 people in this stream on Monday, watching VoxEdit asset creation happen live, which is going to be super helpful for all those folks applying right now. And I've already got 10 DMs and I love it. If you're watching on Monday and you're learning how to make these assets, then it's going to give you the head start, right? And so you'll have more of an understanding of VoxEdit and how to use those tools for your game maker, game jam creations.
Ooh.
So let's see, Alex. We did this giveaway, right? We did this whole giveaway business. There were 246 unique responses. They may or may not be unique, but I can tell if they're duplicate, and duplicates are immediately ineligible. 246 responses to the land giveaway today. I'm going to hit generate on this. User number 170 on my RNG. When I push that, this comes over from twitch.tv. And I got to put it in the chat at Lazy Dollar. You win.
Congratulations, Lazy Dollar.
That is a land NFT. That land NFT is currently valued at over $1,300 US. And very, very happy to see what you create on that. Please share with me your creations in the Game Maker that you will be publishing on that land, because I'd like to share that on our social medias. I'd love to share your content. Those creators who are making things right now and you're making fun and interesting things, if you at me on Twitter, I'm like 100% going to like the post, which gets you a nice little free market bubble. But I will often retweet those when they're like fun, unique things. I've shared things out of Korea that I don't, frankly, without a translator, I have no idea what they're saying on their sentences. You know what I mean? But they make beautiful art. And so I'm like, yes, let's do it. Or things out of Japan and they're making beautiful art. I'm sharing it, So if you at me, I will share your content over on social medias, especially on Twitter. It's the easiest platform for me. And it's the one where we really take it up to another level. Yeah, I see that user isn't in the chat, but typically when I tag somebody, they wake up. And also, it's important to understand that the users that are listed on the right for users in chat are people who don't have us muted. So if you have me muted and I'm just a ventriloquist dummy right now, click on the mute button so that you can hear us. That way when we announce your name. You'll also count towards the users watching here today. But keep in mind, everybody is eligible as long as you are a unique user. We have, hundreds of them. It happens all the time. And if you want to win a Wizzy the Blue NFT, and you're thinking to yourself, how can I get one that's maybe a little bit easier to compete in? Start watching the streams from our community streamers, because last week we gave away a Wizzy the Blue asset on Andy Ritchie's stream when there was only like 20 people in the chat. And so it was a lot more likely that you would do that. I do that. I'll drop in on your streams and I'll give away a Wizzy. Okay, just randomly. I'll just drop in on the Sandbox stream, regardless of who is streaming that. So I think this week I'm going to do it on somebody else's that we have on our officially supported list of live streamers over on our Gitbook, and I'm going to paste that in the chat. So start watching their streams, and I may just come in, and we can do all that. But Alex, we are running 15 minutes long on this. Do you have any last minute things to say to the community?
Yeah. Well, I saw an interesting comment that, with all these new assets that will be flooding the market, thanks to Joseph. Thank you, Joseph.
Hey, no problem. You know what I mean?
We'll want better search filters, and guess what? We already did those. So if you go to the market now, I'm pretty sure this button's going to be called Shop pretty soon. It's going to change from Market to Shop. I think that's in the plan. We already have new filters in place. Theoretically, you can search for land here, although I don't think that's implemented yet. But you can search through all the assets. So pretty soon, you're going to see a bunch of stuff in for sale on Tuesday. Right now, everything else is not for sale. But you can go straight to the art. So actually, all the things in art right now, these are things that are going to be in the sale this coming Tuesday. So if you want to get a sneak peek, this is about half of the assets in the sale are classified as art. So you can see some of these amazing giant animated things, some really super detailed workbenches here. The alchemy workbench is a great asset with lots of tiny little details on it. We got some other cool stuff going on. These the maximum for most of these is 1. So I see there may be a few things that we need to fix for the sale, but so the maximum is 10. I didn't mean to say the max is 1. The max is 10. So some of these are going to be super hard to get a hold of. So be on time for that sale.
I have one more thing.
What's that?
That I'm sorry for cutting you off on this, but I want to make this process easier because a few folks are mentioning in the chats they can't direct message me. I don't know why that is happening, because I'm pretty much wide open on that, and I've gotten a lot of folks I've never seen.
They might not be
before
verified with a phone number or email.
Yeah, that may be. I know that my stuff is verified, but if yours isn't, go into the, I guess, just the community chat section in the Sandbox General on Discord at me, me specifically, not all moderators, not at TheVisionEX on there, and then just type the word artist request or something, or artist, something that makes it clear that you're hitting me up for that. I do get a lot of dings on there for a lot of other things, so I need it to say artist so that I know what your intentions are, and then I can message you. And thank you. I'm already seeing some folks typing that there. But that's just going to help me. It's going to save my life because I know I'm going to get so many requests that the only way for me to get to all of you is to have a ping for each one of you where I can go down the list and go, okay, you. So I want to get this all ready for you so that you can make your games in this game jam and make just the high quality content that you want to make. So Alex, I'm sorry. Go ahead and continue with this.
VoxEdit asked when the sale is, and it's on Tuesday. I don't know the exact hour that it's starting, but keep an eye on the Sandbox Twitter. I'm sure that time will be announced at some point. So yeah, we've got the art assets here. I don't have an easy way to show the other ones because they're entities and they're in that big group of 4,239 entities. Yeah, I don't have a quick way to jump to those from here, but they will all be showing up at the top of the shop when they go to sale. All of this stuff is basically going to get pushed down, and the sale items are going to be right at the top. And for filtering, you can now filter by behavior. So if you're looking for, I need some floating platforms for my platformer. Well, let's see what we got. We've got vehicles, which kind of count as platforms in our game also, but then you've got some of these awesome sci-fi and fantasy platforms to set up your, Super Mario type platformer with floating land. We've got some other vehicles. Look at this pirate ship. This is awesome. Sorry, I got distracted. Kiwi's one of our artist leaders, and I just totally got enamored by this pirate ship just by looking at the thumbnail. So yeah, we've got all these filters. You can also filter by gems. So you open up your not slots.
Clankers. Yes, it will
attributes.
show how many copies are left.
Yes, yep, that is going to be part of the process. So if you need an asset that has full power, then you can see, there's only 3 assets that have full power. Full defense, you can see there's only 2 assets with full defense. If you want one with power, defense, magic, and speed, you can see that only these 2 assets have all of those. I think there's an issue with empty slots making these show up in weird situations, but you can tell from the dots exactly what they have. These assets specifically are very, very old, from actually before we had the gem system on the dashboard, so that's probably why they sneak their way in there, but you can tell by looking at the dots if they're if they're correct or not. So, we've got some new biomes and tags also, so you can search by wood. You can see the only a few. This is a brand new category, wood. So wood, metal, a few others are new tags that will pull up specific types of assets. So there's going to be a lot more filtering options, and you'll be able to find the kind of asset that you're looking for your game out of everything. So exciting stuff.
Cameron Crowhurst asks over on YouTube, but by the way, I got less than one red P. What do I do? So red P is a promotion that is specific to the F1 Delta Time game, and is a cross promotion with the Sandbox. So what I would ask you to do is to go over to the F1 Delta Time Telegram and ask them about red P, because they are the experts there. I answer a lot of questions about the Sandbox all day, but I only know some like adjacent Animoca brands NFT news and like information. So I understand that red P was used. Once you got one, you could get something like the motorbike that you saw in this stream, or the car, right? But the red P, I believe, still has a use in staking programs. So you'll want to consult with them and see what eligibility you have for NFTs that are unique to them. It's not I believe our cross promotion with them, at least this particular cross promotion is done. But as we are both Animoca Brands games, I don't imagine this is the last one. But I don't know. I don't have full details on what all of the internal workings are on these cross promotions. So
yeah, we don't have anything coming up immediately, but that can change at any point. So cool. I know that I'm like 90%, 99% sure there will be something in the future, just nothing that is, right on the horizon. So, all right, I think we're going way over, so I think it is time for us to wrap up. We had a Wizzy the Blue winner. We had a land winner. We're still at 144 viewers, and I'm so happy that you guys like hanging out with us. It is a blast every time. We have so much fun, and we do our best to keep up with the questions, but you guys are really talkative, and it's awesome. We love it. So thank you. Joseph will see you on Monday, and I'll see you on Wednesday. So make sure you tune into Panda Pops at, what time was that again?
That time for Panda Pops starts at 1800 GMT, so do your time conversions to your local time zone. And our Wednesday stream again is at 2100 GMT, so join us there. The easy way to join us is just to like the page, or if you're on YouTube, you could do the forgive the trope, but you could ring that bell and you'll know when we go live with any content at any time. So you can always see us each and every week, 3 times a week at this time. That may expand as the weeks go. So we'll see you on Monday.
All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. We will answer as many questions as we can on Discord after this. So we'll talk to you later. Have a good one.
Bye.